Alright guys, welcome back to the 17 Grand Cross video. So today we're going to be trying to predict every single festival and also collaboration. So basically every single banner coming at the end of each month going into us 2025. But before we do that, I think what we have to do is go back and look at our 2024 predictions, because honestly guys, I think I got like basically all of it right. Alright, so on screen is what we predicted and also what we got. Obviously last year was a massive shake-up as we got the addition of 2 new festivals, being those seasonal festivals in March and also in June. And also for some reason, I guess because of all the back-to-back UR festivals, they decided to make September not an actual festival slot. But if you look at our predictions for February, we got that correct. Granted, I did make the video after Arthur came out, so I did have the artwork for him, but everyone, including myself, we all knew this was going to be Chaos Arthur, because it was getting to the point where if we didn't get Chaos Arthur, we wouldn't get him all. Like, he had to come out. This is the final chapter of 70 Sins. It made a lot of sense. Going into us May, we predicted King. We haven't got a King in such a long time now, and even going in my predictions towards this year, I couldn't fit in King. Honestly, I don't know what we're going to do with him, but I think if we are going to get Festival King at some point in this year, then it would be either a dual character, but most likely based off this actual King, but who knows. The character we did end up getting was, of course, Eternal Escanor, which is one of my favorite characters of the year. I'm glad we got him over King. Of course, skipping June because we couldn't predict an extra festival slot, but going in towards July, I'm going to take a little dub here because we got July, September basically correct, but just reverse order. So, of course, 4 had to be a festival this year. Obviously, you can argue if you think I deserve a point for predicting Percival in July, but then we got in September. I did think we would get a festival, and arguably the light type Percival was a festival in a way. He goes on live stream, he's a light type. He's not actual festival in game by his coin definition, but at the big banner at the end of the month, he probably should have been one, especially because, well, going deep into 4 nights now, we don't have time to get our Percival festival. So yeah, if anything, maybe a half point for that one. But then, boys, coming in swinging at the end of the year, November and December festival, literally spot on. Lancelot had to be November festival because it's like the only big hype character they had to do. And of course, in December, we always get something new. And I did predict basically 2 years in a row, but, you know, last year as well, that we're going to end the year off with a dual character, starting up with Melly and Elizabeth, which is going to be a theme going into towards this year. A pretty good prediction. We got basically all of it right into like end of month big banners in terms of live streams. Obviously not including the new editions. And the only one we basically got wrong was what, May for Escanor. We're now, boys, going in towards this year, taking into consideration the new festivals coming. It's going to be kind of tricky. So start off with our first banner coming out in 2 weeks time, and that being for January, which is going to be a new collaboration, which I think everyone is almost predicting. We have actually now started to get leaks, and I don't really want to look at leaks or beta leaks because that, you know, if anything, beta leaks are saying it is actually solo leveling, which means it probably won't be solo leveling. But yeah, January, I mean, I think we're going to be getting a solo leveling collaboration this year. It's pretty much a given. Whether they want to do it now or in March or in August or even October, I think it's almost guaranteed we're going to be getting a solo leveling collaboration this year, just because Netmarble has made a game for it. So it's a given, right? Moving in towards February, this is going to be the global anniversary, and what better character we getting right after Lancelot and also Elizabeth and Meliodas, but Tristan. Honestly, not too much to say about this one. I think this one is probably almost a guarantee. We're going to be getting the next 4 nights character or a festival that isn't a dual character, that isn't from, you know, OC's collabs, then I think it's almost guaranteed to be Tristan. Like, literally, I think Lancelot appears, what, like 1 episode before Tristan? We've not even gone towards episode 3 yet, but hopefully by then we would have started getting a few characters. And hopefully they would have sprinkled a few actual 4 nights characters within the mid-months with, obviously, Arn, Donnie. Even going towards the Chaos Nights, they'll be pretty sick as well. March. So last year we got Gotha, and this is meant to be our seasonal slot. I have got down Salos, which is, I think, going to be our Ragnarok character we're going to be getting for March, but I don't think she's going to be a festival. If you look back at last year, the only month we didn't get a collaboration or an actual festival that was just a standard banner was in September for Percival, and I do feel like March will probably be our dead month where we don't get a big festival collaboration. It's possible they could make Salos a actual festival character, but I do think we have to have one break, and there's an actual OC character coming up later on that I think will probably get revealed during the year, which might deserve to be a festival. So I'm kind of saving that slot for that person. For my March prediction, whether it be an actual festival or not, I do think Salos is probably, if that's the right name, I think she could be the most likely one. I don't think she deserves to be one. There's also another character as well, like the redhead one, which, I mean, she don't deserve to be a festival either. Like, I don't think all of the nightmares should be festivals. I think we can give Savnak a pass because she got revealed a year prior. had the hype a little bit towards her. But if we have to waste another festival slot on those two, while also probably getting another one that's going to get revealed during the chapters, and maybe even the possible awakening of Lilia, yeah, I don't think she deserves one. So for me, I'm going to say her for March, but not a festival. Then we have April. April is going to be another collaboration. And this one, I'm going to do a little bit, I'm going to cheat a little bit. We're going to say 2 collaborations because, if we're being honest, I think they're both fitting. And this one, I mean, once again, there's so many options in terms of collaboration we can get. So if you want to watch my video, which you can see on the screen now, we broke down every possible collaboration, which is actually quite annoying because the one collaboration I'm about to say was the one I forgot to put in towards the video. But I think this slot could be Furen. In my last video, I kind of already explained why I think Furen is actually possible and actually very likely. However, do I think it's more likely than arguably a very, very similar anime? If anything, free rent at home, and that is Dungeon Meshi. Most of you lot might not agree with me in this one, but I do think Dungeon Meshi is probably more likely than free rent. They're both fantasies, they're both owned by like a third party, they both give out the IP quite often, and if anything, Dungeon Meshi might have an edge over free rent just because it is classed as a Netflix anime, so that might be a Netflix collaboration. They kind of get 2 points there. And also, Dungeon Meshi has also collabed with a previous Netmarble game, the 7 Nights Idle Adventure, which, funny enough, they've also collabed with Solo Leveling, and later on we get to October, there's another collaboration that I think to happen that also collabed with 7 Nights Idle Adventure. But I do think we're probably more likely to get a Dungeon Meshi collab, even though I would prefer free rent, and it'll be so much better for the game. If they can get it, then hey, I'm happy for it. So, you know, take April as either Dungeon Meshi or free rent. It could be also 5 There could be so many other options for this one. It's hard to pick from, but I'm going to go out there swinging and say, yeah, Dungeon Meshi. Then we get towards May, which is going to be the actual JP anniversary, or just the anniversary of Grand Cross. We deserve a pretty big character. This slot is when you could actually do Festival King of the Yan as a dual character. And this is, once again, dual characters. We do have to start getting some of those this year. So I do think this is probably the one I would like to see if we're going to be getting another big dual character, and that is Escanor and also Merlin. Preferably the one during the fight against Zeldris, where we do get to see Escanor in his purple jacket, which is once again what we have in game, but we have not yet gotten Purple Jacket Escanor with his just normal daytime form. If you go back and look at why we got Traitor Melly and also Holy War Elizabeth, was because they fought during the Holy Wars. They're clearly going back and capturing moments where these two characters fight together, and I believe the only time really that Merlin and Escanor fight together is during this fight scene. Once again, I think this could be King Lian. We're still missing King's hero suit. He's the only sin not to have a hero suit, and you're only going to get a hero suit when you get a festival. But I do feel like at this point, getting a yearly Escanor Melly is almost guaranteed, and this is probably the best way they're going to do it. Next one is June, and I think this one, they're going to move more in towards a Ragnarok update, and it's obviously really hard to predict what Ragnarok character could be coming when we don't know what the chapter is going to be about. Of course, there's still characters that have been revealed, like Loki, Heimdall, we know about Odin as well. There are a few characters, but not all of them deserve these festivals. So I'm going to go out on a whim and say that the character we're going to be getting for the Ragnarok festival won't actually be shown until the new chapter. And if we look at the teasers we got at the end of the last chapter, the one character I think has been teased a lot more so next towards 4 is Brunhild being a Valkyrie. So I'm going to predict that the June festival, which is once again a seasonal festival, is going to be Valkyrie Brunhild in a swimsuit, because why not? It's June. And it's probably sells well too. Next, we move in towards July, and guys, we've already gotten 3 of the 4 actual Four Nights of Apocalypse, so it makes sense that at one point during this year, we're probably more likely going to be getting Gawain. So I do think in July, Gawain is probably, like, if anything on more picks here, I think this is probably the one that's almost guaranteed. Yeah, not too much to say about this one. Very much looking forward towards Gawain, because this is my favorite Gawain in, like, her form with the, because she doesn't do it in the manga or season 2 or going onwards. You never see that green outfit. I do love green, so I'm looking forward towards Then we move in towards August, and this is going to be another collaboration spot. Now, if you watch my predictions about collaborations, the dev notes do say that we're going to be getting new collaborations, but it doesn't say we're only going to be getting new collaborations. So I do think, like last year, when they said they're going to focus on reruns, we still got 1 new collaboration. So I think for this year, we're probably going to be getting at least 1 rerun, or I would probably prefer to get, you know, more collaborations, because then we can probably get like 5 or some other ones that I missed out on. But if we're going to guess 1 rerun, I think it makes sense that we're going to be getting the ReZero Part 3, where we do get probably more likely a new Emilia, but since we do now have the dual mechanic in the game, we can actually finally get Subaru with Beatrice, with the R dual character. I mean, I still believe and literally thought that Subaru could be a playable character regardless of him having to team up with anyone. Maybe a bit of the end of season 2 and Beatrice and obviously Subaru being a dual character will be perfect, alongside a new Amelia, which she does have a sword weapon, which would be sick too. Going into September, hopefully by this point we've gotten a few actual chapters of the OC storyline, and hopefully by then they revealed who the big mastermind is. If you don't know, on screen now you can see the 3 nightmares alongside a massive shadow finger behind the scenes, who I think if anything deserves to be a festival character. This is kind of the one problem I had with Subnac, is she had no build up, no tease, no lore, and if Subnac is becoming a festival, but then the person behind the scenes controlling everything and might be the main protagonist of the OC storyline doesn't get a festival, we have no idea what it looks like. This is literally the only image we have, but I do think hopefully by then they revealed some stuff and yeah, that person becomes a festival. October, we have our final collaboration of the year, and once again, we got to go with the most likely one, and that is Shangri-La Frontier. Shangri-La Frontier is probably the most likely collaboration we can get in this game, since it is also owned by Kodansha. The advertisement, not that it really makes a difference, but the advertisement for the Shangri-La anime and also Fortnite's anime was coincided because it is by the same publisher, but also because Netmarble is also making another game for it. They've also collabed already with the other Netmarble games. This one is guaranteed. Maybe in October, could be earlier throughout the year. You can kind of switch and choose the collaborations if you want to, but I think this one's going to happen at one point during this year. And then moving in towards November, we have 2 new characters, and once again, it depends on how fast they want to go in towards the story of Fortnite Apocalypse. I think they could take the time a little bit, but hey, I guess at this point, if we've already gotten all the Fortnite Apocalypse, we've got to get the main villain, and that is Fortnite Apocalypse Arthur. Honestly, I can't wait for this character. I really like Chaos Arthur, but it was just normal Arthur from 70 Sins, like the exact same model we had from like 4 years ago, but just missing an arm and a different outfit on. With this one, his whole physique has changed. He looks more, he's obviously a lot older, right? 16 years. But the outfit looks hard. You can have an intro where he's like coming down from the stairs. Could even be his ultimate. You can do so much with it. So I'm hoping by then we've probably gotten a bit in towards Fortnite and we can hopefully probably not get up there in story mode because it'll be too long. But yeah, Fortnite's Arthur will be insane for the November. Then of course we have the December festival, which always has to be a Meliodas. Like, that's obviously a given here. And honestly, I wanted to put Melly and Zeldris because of a dual character. Makes sense, right? We're gonna get a dual character. That's probably the one dual character everyone wants the most, and that one that makes the most sense, right? But that is a movie collaboration. But I think if we are predicting that we're gonna be getting Arthur in November, then it does mean in December, the person who fights Arthur kind of actually Lancelot a little bit. So I'm guessing, yes, the actual end of your character will be King Meliodas, where, I mean, after what, nearly 6 years at that point, maybe we can finally get a full count to Meliodas. Running out of characters, by the way, 6 years into game, probably, we still don't have a full count to SSR Meliodas. But yeah, guys, that is my prediction. To quickly recap, if you had to skip towards the end, January, I think it's going to be Solo 11. It will be a collab spot. Moving in towards February will be the actual global anniversary. We will more likely going to be getting Tristan for the first time. In March, I did put Salos, but I think this is going to be more likely a dead month where we're not going to get a festival or collaboration. And Salos will be more likely a 600 diamond banner. Then moving into April, we're going to get a new collaboration. This one, I did say, is more likely to be Dungeon Meshi, but I would also prefer and really do hope it actually is free run over, obviously, Dungeon Meshi. There are 2 elf goals. Pick your poison, basically, right? Moving in towards May, this is the 6th anniversary by that point of Grand Cross, and we got to get our yearly Escanor, so I do think that we're going to be getting Escanor and Merlin as a dual character when they do fight Zeldris during the underground little arc they had going on. Moving in towards June, this one's a hard prediction, but we're going to be guessing Brunhild is going to get her new Valkyrie form in the newest chapter whenever they do decide to reveal it, and I think she'll be more likely going to be this new seasonal festival. July, pretty much an easy one here, I think. If anything, this is going to be Gawain. Moving into August, we're going to get a new collaboration, and since it is the 3rd collab, more likely going to be a rerun for the year, and this is where it's going to be probably more likely ReZero, but I would love also Mishoka Tensei, just because I want to get Sylphie in the game. Then September, this one, you know what, they could not do it, especially if Salos is going to be the festival for the OC that year. Maybe then they can slip in a king for this year, but hey, we're going to do a big prediction here and say it's going to be the new mastermind. We don't know what he looks like, but there will be a new figure. But hopefully we got a few chapters of the OC storyline this year that would then add context towards who this character is going to be, and it will probably come out towards later half of the year. October, more likely going to be a Shangri-La Frontier collaboration. Of course, November and December, I'm going to be guessing we're going to get Chaos Arthur, and then 1 month later for December, for the end of the year, we're going to be getting King Melly, since, well, it makes sense, right? I mean, not that the November and December festival have to link together, but if you look at how good, like, the one Escanor versus Assault Melly was, we got the one Escanor, and then his counterpart 1 month later, That's kind of the same thing for November, December right now, where we get Arthur and then Melly. So yeah, guys, that is my prediction. A long video, so I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you have made it towards the end, then hit the like button because it will help the video get out there. And of course, let me know in the comments down below what you think of the prediction and also who you lot think. Like I did say, this year is much harder to predict because there's so many opportunities with dual characters. We can go back and get characters from 70 Sins. We have the Fallout Apocalypses you have to get into. I mean, once again, there's still characters I missed here, like no King, no Diane, no Festival Parsifal, right? There's a lot more that you can definitely put on the list, and we just don't have the slots for it. But yeah, guys, just gonna wrap up the video. Like I did say, we are approaching the new collaboration coming in January, and the leaks are starting to come out where 70 Links has posted this cryptic message where it's on the front line of, like, what is that, France? I can't remember from memory. I think it's like France and Germany. Apparently it could be Shangri-La. Apparently it could be solo leveling. A lot of reach right now. Apparently it could be the Tanya of the Evil, which is actually, funny enough, a Isekai Quartets collab that we've not actually gotten. So but they don't do collabs though. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. So guys, thank you for watching the video, and yeah, peace.